Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello, everyone. A very warm welcome to all of you, whether you're watching me live or just watching the recording of this meeting. All of you are more than welcome, and I'm super excited to have you all on board. And I hope, inshallah, you will find this session fruitful, enjoyable, and insightful as well. So, welcome to the conversation course. You made it. Thank you so much for your time and your interest. And I do appreciate the fact that you took some time out of your hectic schedules just to watch this recording or to attend the meeting live. This just goes to show that you are very ambitious, very enthusiastic. You have this burning desire to improve your language, to take, online courses and to develop yourself professionally and personally. And I'm really honored to have you all today. And just as a gift for your attendance and for your keenness to improve your language, I prepared three idioms to give you today. So just before we talk about idioms and expressions, this is the main theme of our session today, inshallah. Language acquisition, problems and solutions. What does it mean to be proficient? How should you acquire a language, and what problems you might come up and how to solve them? We will speak briefly, inshallah, about all of these points. And as you can see, here is the meeting agenda. These are the points that we're going to cover, inshallah, throughout the entire session. So, first of all, we have a gift. This is a reward for all of you for attending the session, just a token of appreciation, okay? And second, we will move on to speak about, the reasons, the motivations, why you should learn English. And we will touch upon just why you should learn a second language in general, whether English or any other language, but specifically English. Number three, we will just shed some light on the most common problems that language learners face on their language acquisition journey. And then finally, we will wrap up the whole session, inshallah, by discussing the overview. I'll show you the outline of the course, the things that you should expect to see on the course. Okay, so as a gift for the ambitious, people who have, this desire, people who seek to um, develop themselves professionally and personally, people who want to make something of themselves. So I decided to give you three idioms, and we all know that idioms are part and parcel of our everyday language. They are used by native speakers, and they use them naturally, by the way. They don't just force them in their speech. No, you have to be wise when you use idioms. Yes, they add color, they add depth to your speech, and they're often a sign that you are a fluent communicator and an effective speaker, a competent language user. So you should try to use them, and you should try your best to incorporate them and sprinkle them in your speech when you speak, but just try to be wise and use them reasonably. It's not necessary, it doesn't necessarily mean that because we are teaching you how to use idioms, it doesn't necessarily mean that you should use idioms all the time in every single sentence. You have to be careful. You gotta be careful. You gotta be wise. Okay. So today I'm gonna give you three idioms, and they have this word shoulder, the word shoulder in common. And the first idiom that we have today is a shoulder to cry on. And this idiom is used to describe, a person, a very close person that you share your problems or troubles with. For example, if you're going through some tough and difficult times, this person can offer you some emotional support. This person is willing to listen to your problems and offer you solutions, offer you guidance, and lend you a sympathetic ear. Okay, so this person is very close to you, and he or she is more than willing to comfort you and to reassure you. So as you can see in the picture here, this person is crying and all of his friends are around him. They're trying to calm him down and to cheer him up. So who is this person in your life? who is a shoulder to cry on? Okay, can you tell me? Yes, you can type in the chat box. For example, yesterday, my brother was crying because he had a tough day at work. So I tried to comfort him and I kept telling him that he is a great person and he is an asset to his team. And he finally told me, Ali, you are a shoulder to cry on. Okay. The second idiom, which also has the word shoulder in, is give somebody the cold shoulder, to give somebody the cold shoulder. And as you can see here on the, uh, you know, on the left hand side of the screen, you will see this girl is trying to talk to the other girl, and she is being indifferent. She doesn't want to talk with her. She doesn't want to talk or speak with her. Okay, so she's giving her the cold shoulder, which basically means to behave in an unfriendly way towards another person. Okay, you just ignore them deliberately. You don't want to deal with them. You're trying to avoid socializing or mingling with them or talking with them. Maybe because, for example, they have upset you, they have made you sad, or they have made you angry. So you're trying to avoid them momentarily, of course, for a very short period of time. And it happens all the time between, married couples. Okay. Um, And the third idiom is head and shoulders above, head and shoulders above. And please notice the S in the word shoulders, shoulders, okay? It's plural. Unlike the previous two idioms, the word shoulder was singular, but here in the third idiom, it's plural, head and shoulders above, which basically describes a person who is much better than, other people in terms of anything. For example, maybe a person can be very fluent. This is an English conversation course, and I can describe the best student as head and shoulders above. For example, Ahmed is head and shoulders above his colleagues. He always gets the top score. He is head and shoulders above. He is superior to all of them. He is second to none. Okay, he's the best of the best. Shoulder. So basically three idioms. Please try to use them when you speak. Um, yes, so let's move on. Now, let's talk about the reasons why so many people are keen on learning English. And the first item here on the list is enhanced career opportunities. We all know that English is the language of business. English is the most widely used language all over the world. And almost all the developed the affluent countries, the affluent nations, their formal and their official language is English. So, and many people nowadays want to migrate to these countries. So, if you really want to migrate or to travel abroad, for work or for educational purposes, it is a must that you should be able to speak English to a reasonable degree. You should be able to communicate effectively and comfortably. You should not be struggling when you speak. So, and also um, if you want to apply for a job, for example, if you want to get a decent job with a decent income, with a decent salary, a high salary, one of the skills that you should have is the ability to speak English fluently in the workplace. Try to imagine the fact that imagine this situation. You are applying for a job and there are five applicants, okay? And all of you can speak English, but, you know, at varying levels, okay? Who is going to be hired? Who is more likely to get hired? Of course, the person, in terms of all the other skills, you are very equal. You are equal, okay? But now they have come to the point where they are considering your language proficiency. Of course, they're going to pick or select the person with the highest level of proficiency. Okay, so being able to speak English is a valuable asset in today's job market in this day and age. Also, if a position falls vacant in your workplace and they're looking for a person to promote, of course, they're going to promote the person who can speak English because in their eyes, he is multi-talented. He is well-rounded. Okay. So, and also if you want to work in international companies, you should be able to speak English because they hire people from all over the world and they have diverse teams, members from different cultural backgrounds, but the main language, the primary language that they use is none other than English. So many reasons why you should learn English. And the second reason here is access to information. It is not used nowadays that the vast majority of the content on the internet is in English. So, movies, articles, newspapers, books, loads of websites, a huge amount of information on the internet is in English. And if you want to have easy access to this knowledge, to this wealth of knowledge, you should be able to read and understand English. So basically, being able to speak English opens new doors to you, okay? Doors that can never be opened without being able to speak English or to read English. And then number three, academic advancement. In this day and age, it is a requirement if you want to get a high quality education, if you want to study abroad, or if you want to get admitted to prestigious universities, it is a must. Okay. It is a requirement that you should be able to speak English. We don't have to be the most fluent and the most effective communicator on earth, but you should have this ability to speak and to hold a conversation in English without being afraid of making mistakes or without, having low confidence. Okay. So academic advancement. And sometimes if you want to further your studies, if you want to continue your postgraduate studies, the demand for a good command of English is even higher. Okay. So English is a must in all cases and in all scenarios. And then number four, skill diversification. Um, I believe we touched on this point while we were talking about enhanced career opportunities. You will be skilled, a multi-skilled person, a multi-talented individual. So you will have a variety of skills, not just, it's not your area of expertise. You have more skills outside of your area of expertise. For example, if you are an engineer, you should not only focus on this branch of knowledge or this discipline. No, you should try your best to learn a second language, or even if you want to read more about your field, most of the books on engineering are in English. So basically, you should seek to learn English so that you can be able to advance in your career or advance in your education. Okay. And then finally, personal growth. Learning a new language requires stepping out of your comfort zone. And what happens when you start feeling a little bit uncomfortable? Of course, you start to grow, you start to develop personal growth. So it's an enriching and a fulfilling, a rewarding experience to go through and to have personal growth. Learning a language helps you grow professionally as well as personally. And we all know that having a brain that is able to process and to understand two languages is an asset and is a very valuable tool to have, because learning a new language enhances your brain power your cognitive skills, and also it helps you to be a more effective problem solver, and it helps you to think critically and to think uh, critically, and yes, to think critically about the information or the input that you get. Okay. All right. So, um, 5 reasons why you should learn English. Now let's talk more about the problems that English learners face when they start learning English. So basically, the first and the biggest problem that learners run into is vocabulary expansion. So many students complain about not being able to find the right word when they speak. They're not able to remember the words that they already have. They're not aware that there are two types of memories, your short-term memory and your long-term memory. So basically, um, when you first encounter a word, it immediately goes into your short-term memory. And of course, you will forget it um, in a short period of time. You will forget it soon if you don't start using it. Okay. And for the word to move from your short-term memory to your long-term memory, you have to use it several times. Okay. And people always ask me, how do I learn new vocabulary and what is the number of words that I should memorize every single day? And to be honest with you, there is no one size fits all answer to this question, because some people are able to memorize 5 words a day. That's fine. Some people are, can go the extra mile and memorize 10 words or expressions a day. That's fantastic. So it depends on how much free time you have. It depends on your ability to memorize new words. And also, you should be able to memorize words in context, not in isolation. Do you remember the old traditional way that our teachers used to follow when they, taught us how to speak English? They used to give us a very long list of words, and you have to memorize them. You have to memorize them if you want to pass the exam, and this is not effective at all. If, in fact, I believe this is the worst method that you can use to expand your vocabulary and to take your English to the next level. You should learn English, or you should learn new words in context. Okay? For example, if I tell you about the word deforestation, and this is the first time you hear this word deforestation, of course you will forget it. It will very soon slip your mind. You'll not be able to recall it or remember it next time you speak. Okay, and it's you have to understand that it's important that you know the definition of the word, not just the translation, the Arabic equivalent. No, because this will also help you paraphrase, because sometimes we're not able to remember the word, but we can describe the meaning. Okay, for example, deforestation, if you're talking about climate change and you can't remember the word deforestation, when I ask you about the causes of climate change or global warming, you can tell me it's deforestation. But let's suppose, for the sake of argument, that you can't remember the word deforestation. You can tell me it's this practice of, cutting trees and clearing forests. I will understand that you're talking about this concept, which is deforestation. So this is one of the techniques that you can use, by the way, if you can't remember a word, to describe the meaning, okay, to tell me about its definition. So deforestation means cutting trees or eliminating forests, okay? And this is one of maybe the number one cause of climate change, according to research. So vocabulary, students struggle with vocabulary. And on the course, we try to give you new words. We try to enrich your vocabulary to, increase your reservoir of vocabulary. Number two, we have fear of speaking. And my God, a huge, a remarkable number of students suffer from this problem. They are afraid, they are scared, they don't want to open their mouths. Once they open their mouths, they feel like a fish out of water because they think that people will just judge their English and will start evaluating their language. And they fear or they feel afraid of making mistakes. They feel that if I open my mouth, I will sound stupid and people will just make fun of me. And I believe one of the causes of this problem, one of the root causes of this issue is that learners don't feel safe, okay? They don't feel protected. And I believe it's the responsibility of the teacher or the instructor to create an environment in which everyone feels safe and welcomed. You can make as many mistakes as you want, because mistakes are your best teachers. And you have to have this mentality that it's fine, totally okay, and acceptable to make mistakes. If you were an expert, you wouldn't need to join a course, okay? But surprise, surprise, we are here to learn, okay? Joining a course or enrolling in a course indicates that you're not an expert, which means that you will inevitably and unavoidably make mistakes. You will unavoidably make mistakes. Okay, it's inevitable. Um, so fear of speaking, we try our best to work on you or on building your self-confidence, and we try to push you and support you and encourage you to bring the best in you. Okay. And number three, lack of confidence, and I believe I also talked about this. Many students feel shy, and they just don't want to speak. Maybe it can be attributed to the fact that they are introverts, and we all know that introverts, they just don't want to speak, although they might be very talented and skillful, but they just don't want to speak. Okay. Or they don't feel confident enough to engage in a conversation. That's fine. We try to work on this as well. Number four, limited exposure, which means that students, they don't practice. There are no opportunities around them to help them practice, and they don't have a speaking partner. So they don't really immerse themselves in the language. And by the way, yani, on this course, we try our best to build an environment that is English rich. We try to turn everything into English. We try to give you tips on how to just immerse yourself in the language, and the framework, the outline of the course helps you to do so. Okay, and number one, two, three, four, five, number five, time and consistency. Most learners, and this is a huge issue, a major problem. Most learners, they say that I don't have time to learn. I can't find the time in my schedule to learn or to do the assignment or do the task. Okay, how then how on earth can you improve if you don't have time, if you don't study, if you don't do your homework? How can you improve? It doesn't make any sense. So it's really imperative, it is essential and important that you should, it is a must. You must set some time apart. You have to take some time out of this very busy schedule to finish the task or to watch the video, to open the study plan, to see what you're supposed to do, to attend the session. And it's very important that you attend the session on time and participate in the activities that we do in the session. Because if you don't, you'll not improve and you will keep complaining. And, it's a never ending cycle, a never ending vicious cycle. And consistency, which means that you have to do it every single day over an extended period of time. It's not just 1 week or 2 weeks and that's it. And it's, we don't have a magic wand to wave and all of a sudden you will be very fluent. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to be consistent and you have to make an effort. You have to make every effort and you have to do what it takes in order to take your English to the next level and to upgrade your language. And finally, perfection, perfection, perfection. And this is a disease, a disaster. And this is the enemy of success. As Dr. Muhammad Khalil Musa once told me, perfection is the enemy of success. Your goal is not to be perfect because this is almost impossible. No one is perfect, 100% perfect. This is unattainable. And this requires years of hard work, years of determination and willpower if you really want to be, a perfect speaker. So it takes a lot of time and effort if you really want to be perfect. But let me tell you that perfection is not our goal. You don't have to be perfect. You should just your main goal should be progress. Progress. Just replace perfection with progress. Replace perfection with progress. This is your aim. This is your goal, to make improvements, small improvements every single day gradually. Always remember this. Slow and steady wins the race. And I love translating this into Arabic, which means قليل دائم خير من كثير منقطع. قليل دائم خير من كثير منقطع. Slow and steady wins the race. Okay, success comes from what you do consistently over a period of time. It doesn't happen overnight. Okay, and here we have a walkthrough of the course. I'm gonna walk you through the framework and the system that we will follow throughout the entire course. So we will have 2 weekly sessions, probably on Saturdays and Tuesdays. The exact timing of the sessions is still not definite. I haven't really decided yet on the exact timings, but maybe from 8 to 10 or from 9 to 11 in the evening, of course. Okay. So 2 weekly sessions. It's really important that you attend all the sessions because I'm gonna take attendance and based on this, you will receive your certificate at the end of the course. So you gotta be careful. You have to be wise. Okay. 2 weekly sessions. So 2 sessions per week. And then we have daily practice on WhatsApp every single day, except for the weekend, of course, except for Fridays and Saturdays. We don't, sorry, on the weekdays, we send you a video, a BBC video, so that you can watch 3 times and summarize in a voice note. This is practice. This is what practice is. Because if you really want to improve your language, you have to practice every single day. This is a very effective technique. Summary, to give a summary, to summarize the video, to mention the key points, to discuss the things that you have heard. Because if you get some input, you have to produce some output. Okay, you have to put what you have learned into practice. This is how you master, or this is how you gain mastery of something. This is how you master a skill. So the daily practice on WhatsApp, and then we have 5 calls, 5 speaking exams, and of course you regarding the second point, you will get constructive feedback on the voice notes that you send. And then number three, 5 calls. You will have 5 calls, 5 speaking exams. An examiner will call you over the phone, maybe on email or on Zoom, whatever application you will agree on, to examine you for 10 to 15 minutes and also give you some feedback after the call. And all the questions or the speaking exams are IELTS based exams, so they follow the same structure of the IELTS speaking section. Okay. And number four, we have 5 voice notes, 5 weekly voice notes. These voice notes are in addition to the voice notes that you send on a daily basis. But the difference is that these 5 voice notes, you send them in private to the coordinator. The other voice notes, the daily voice notes, you send them on the group in public, okay, so that everyone can listen to them. It's fine. This is one of the techniques that we try to follow, one of the techniques, one of the strategies that we try to adopt in order to help you gain confidence. Okay. 5 calls, 5 voice notes, weekly voice notes, and daily quizzes. We also try to focus on grammar. Because yes, the main purpose is to enhance your fluency and to boost your language skills, but and also to help you, speak confidently and fluently, and but also one of the main goals is to help you produce error-free sentences, grammatical, grammatically error-free sentences. Okay, because grammar is an essential part of the language. All right. And here we have some rules and guidelines to help you make the most of the course and to maximally benefit from the content of the course. So rules are not there to restrict your freedom. No, they're just there to organize the process and to ensure that we move in the right direction together. Okay. So the first rule is that respect begets respect. Respect leads to respect. If you respect me, I'll respect you. If I respect you, I expect you to respect me back. Okay. And also I expect you to respect your colleagues and the coordinators as well. So we um we join forces in order to do something beneficial and productive. So there is no room for rudeness, um, okay, or disrespect. Okay. And this means that you should respond to my messages even if late, better late than never. Whenever I text you, please reply to me. Don't ever ignore my messages, whether in private or on the group. Okay. And try to do the activities on the WhatsApp group, because if you don't do the activities, you will not improve, unfortunately, and your English will stay at the same level. All right. And if you have any troubles, any difficulties, just try text me or text the coordinators on WhatsApp. Okay. We are more than willing and we are more than happy to help and support you. And then come prepared, please, so that you can take full advantage of the course. You will have a study plan. Inside the plan, you will have videos to watch because, as I will show you here, these are the topics, a variety of topics, a wide range of subjects that we will discuss and tackle on the course. So you, because sometimes we have lots of words we memorized, a huge number of vocabulary, a huge amount of vocabulary, but still we can't speak because we lack ideas. We cannot generate ideas. How can you generate ideas? Well, you should read and you should watch some videos on YouTube to help you um, get an idea of the topic that we will talk about. Okay, so it's important that you open the study plan, explore the material, take notes. Yeah, you have to take notes and memorize the new words that you will come across, that you will encounter. Okay. Next, try not to cut off your course mates. I know that some students love to dominate the conversation. They want to speak all the time and they don't give the chance to their colleagues to speak. No, we try to treat all of you equally and to give you equal chances and equal opportunities. So don't interrupt your course mate. If someone's speaking, just don't interrupt them. Wait until they are done. Wait for them to finish their point, and then yes, you can speak. Next, it takes two to tango. As a teacher, I will try my best. I promise you that I will do my best and try my level best in order to help you improve your language and um, take your fluency to the next level and level up your English. However, if I keep making all the effort and you are doing absolutely nothing, of course, the process will not be successful. So it takes two to tango. This is a dance that requires two people to do. Okay, so it takes two to tango. I will make an effort, and you, as a student, have to make an effort as well. Next, you have to take the course seriously. For example, you shouldn't just attend every other session. You attend on Saturdays and you don't attend on Tuesdays. No, you should attend all the sessions and you have to be consistent. And if you know that you have a task, take the task. If you know that the examiner is going to call you at 1 p.m., you should be ready by 1 p.m. Okay, take the course seriously. If you cannot take your exam, then text the examiner on WhatsApp or call her. Tell her, I'm really sorry, I cannot have the exam today. Can we please reschedule the exam? So be polite and be honest and just tell me that you will not take your exam. Okay, don't just stand me up or stand the examiner up. What does it mean to stand someone up? It means to fail to show up, to fail to go to an appointment or to a meeting. Okay, don't stand the examiner up. Be always alert in the session. This is common sense, okay? Because I will pick on you. I will give you a hard time if you're not focused. I will try my best to keep the sessions as engaging, interactive, and enjoyable and informative as possible. Okay, and be patient. Do not expect to see fast results because, as I told you before, learning a language requires a specific or a particular amount of effort and self-discipline. Okay, and mastering a language, having a good grasp of English, this takes time and effort, and they go hand in hand. Okay, time and effort. You can have time, but you're not making an effort. Okay, and you can have the desire to make an effort but you don't have time. Both of these scenarios will not lead to success. You should have time and effort. And by the way, some people are very busy and still their English improves because they can manage their time very effectively and properly. For example, if you know that there is 1 hour in the morning in which you are free, okay, try to take advantage of this 1 hour. Try to watch a video, try to read, try to get ready for the session, try to do a task, okay? So take advantage of this free time and spend your time wisely. And finally, absence. If you want to be absent, if you want to take a day off, if you're not able to attend the session, if there's an emergency, it's fine. Tell me, just tell me on the group, okay? So that I know that you will not attend the session, all right? And these are the topics that we will discuss, inshallah. And finally, this is a message that I wrote for you here. The decision to enhance your language requires a certain level of hard work and discipline. Therefore, if you are not willing to put in the effort and make some sacrifices, then it will only remain a distant dream. So hard work is this photo here, it should be the key to success. Hard work is the key to success. So if you're not willing to make some sacrifices, if you're not willing to set some time apart for learning and studying, then it will only remain a distant dream, something that you can just look at but not achieve or touch. Okay, so you have to work hard and to be patient. And as the saying goes, Rome wasn't built in a day. Do you know the huge civilization of Rome? It just didn't appear overnight. They didn't build Rome in a day or even a year. It took them years to build this huge empire. Okay, by analogy or by the same extension, sorry, by analogy, by the same token, learning a language requires time and effort. Okay, requires time and effort. And then next, yes, enjoy the pain. I'm the devil waiting for all of you to apply for the course to make your lives miserable. Yes, I'm just kidding. Um, Inshallah, I hope it will be an enjoyable process, and I hope you will find it fruitful and beneficial, and it will be rewarding for you, and we'll have a good time together, inshallah, learning the language. And here, this is the number that you should contact if you have any questions regarding anything. Please text Miss Marwa. Just text her. Send her a text message on WhatsApp. Don't call her. Please read. I wrote text, not call. Okay. She will send you the necessary details and she will tell you how to apply for the course. Okay. And provide you with answers to your queries or inquiries. All right. So take a screenshot of this number and text her on WhatsApp. I'm really excited and I'm really looking forward to seeing all of you on the course. And I hope you have enjoyed the session and see you soon, inshallah. Take care. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.